What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you are all doing awesome as always. And as we listen to an amazing Tekken 6 soundtrack, I'm gonna dive into the Steam forums and read what the community have to say, you know, questions and everything. Can be really interesting. I have never really visited this forum, like once a few months ago, just to take a quick look. So this is going to be like a gold mine, I'm guessing, but it could be interesting. I can answer questions, you know, that users have here. Or they're not directed to me, they're directed to everyone, but I'm part of a community. A lot of people seem to find the Metacritic 0-star user reviews. I just did this. Oh, great. They found that was interesting, so we can just dive into another video on, well, not really the same topic, but similar-ish. So the first one we have is, played Kazuya in Ranked, and suddenly it's rematch heaven. For fuck's sake, rant. With Xiaoyu, I like never getting rematched. Some even quit only to get on their main to win quit on me. I even lose on purpose. Not juggling to keep the game close, no matter what people like, never rematch. They never rematch out of rage when I win, and that only lasts like 2 matches. But with Kazuya, I played for like the last 1.5 hours with only 2 people. One of them is a guy who quits on me when I play Xiaoyu. Like seriously, that is so annoying. I play like 2 minutes and then wait like 3 to 5 minutes on average for another game. That rage on Xiaoyu has to stop. So basically, this is a Xiaoyu main. When he plays Xiaoyu, no one really wants to rematch. And then he tested, he played Kazuya, and suddenly he could play against 2 guys for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And yeah, this is just the way it is. Kazuya is a very straightforward character. A lot of people actually shit on Kazuya, you know, and sure, his 50-50 can be really annoying to deal with when you're facing a really strong Kazuya. But most of the time, I feel like people don't really mind that matchup too much because they know exactly what is going to happen. And that it's a complete opposite with Xiaoyu, where it's just confusion everywhere, you know, like fighting Zafina or Lei. A lot of people just don't like that. And I guess that's perfectly fine, you know, people should be allowed to choose. I mean, you can't really force anyone to like a specific character. Obviously, if you don't get annoyed at Xiaoyu, that's a great place to be, because eventually you will learn the matchup. But if someone so that is the way you should be going. But if someone really doesn't like that character, then it's just they're in their full right, you know, to not rematch. But I do feel for him. Alyssa and Asuka players are scrubs and stoners. Oh god, we have an Aris fan here. Or is this an Aris hater when he calls Alyssa players stoners? I don't know. Change my mind. Well, they're not scrubs and stoners, but we can say that they are noobs. No, but if we're gonna keep it 100% fair, Alyssa and Asuka are characters that are liked by people who maybe don't have a lot of time to spend with the game, you know, or hello Wilhelm, or very strong fundamentals maybe. Beginner-friendly characters, especially Asuka, where you can get away with a lot, you know, for free, and it's really up to the opponent to play. God, you can't talk about this without generating hate, I think, by you guys, the viewers, but I think it's fair to say that when you start out with Asuka and Alyssa, you will get plentiful rewards with little work, whereas your opponent has to play much better than you to really stop you. I'm getting raided, I think, here again. I gotta lock the door. Like 14 months, or at 13 months, he started opening doors. That's how big he is. He's gonna turn into Marduk and beat me up every day. But so yeah, I feel like Asuka and Alyssa, you kind of get a lot for free, highly effective with little work. Reminds, you know, like I talked about Season 2 Noctis, but eventually, after a while, you're going to plateau. So yeah, easy characters at the start, of course, at the highest level, very difficult. God, I have to talk like a diplomat these days, because you just, it's so easy to offend people in this community. King and Armor King Online. I've come across to a point when I'm mostly irritated by these two characters because of their grab game. I'm constantly ducking into their mids because I'm so afraid of the grabs that I can never escape because I don't see any chance to recognize it and press the correct break, especially online. Some of his grabs take all ensemble. Is there a rule of thumb to deal with them? It would be good because half my matches is against these. I'm just gonna lock the door, but it's an interesting question. So, King and Armor King are very annoying online. I find especially King with chain throws that are much stronger than many people, you know, give them credit for. If you're... Villain! Don't worry, his mother is out there, okay? I'm just trying to work a little bit here. But if you play on a free bar, it's basically impossible to break the throws, no matter how good you are at throw breaks. You know, giant swing, tombstone, 1+2, the whole thing, you know. It's almost where I find King these days to be almost the cheesiest character online, or the most abusable due to those throws. Because we all know how hard it is to break throws, even offline. And then when you're on a 4 bar, it's a little bit harder suddenly, and then, you know, breaking a giant swing on reaction and all of that, it's very, very difficult. But what he does here, trying to duck throws, is very bad. You can get away with it versus maybe King players who aren't that good. I don't know, with all respect, I don't know what level of play this guy is at, but it's a very, very bad habit trying to duck the throws, because suddenly King can mix his mids, and he has very, very strong mids to keep you from ducking. So you have to learn to throw break versus King. In the end, that's what you have to do. But I can really feel his frustration. It is incredibly annoying. And if you play a free bar, I mean, mostly you'll be playing 4 bars. It's already harder to break throws, but on a free bar, it's Jesus Christ. It can be so obnoxious fighting King and Armor King. So yeah, I feel the guy. But do know that you can very easily sidestep all throws, you know. They're very, very steppable. But yeah, King has got good homing moves. Forward 4 and forward 1. So we'll go for the next one. Is this game more popular on PC or PS4? I actually don't know. I do know that PC is very alive and well. I think it's like 3,000. It's at the top of Steam charts for fighting games. So it's very healthy on PC. PS4, I don't know. Release Tekken 7 PC jukebox. That's a mod, right? We're talking about Steven's mod. Okay, that's just an announcement. Is it okay if I use mods online? Is it okay? Yeah, it has he responds very. It will give you a greater chance of getting desyncs. Character mods and stage mods can really fuck up the stability of online play, unfortunately. Yellow. Finally got to yellow ranks. Took me barely. Above 200 wins. Looks like stories of steamrolling for green ranks are not as blah 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 as I thought. Went from brawler to warrior in 2 hours. I know it's not impressive, but I only just started taking Tekken seriously, so I figured, am I something else in common? Well, I don't know what character you play. Some characters are easier than others, I would say. But in any case, going from brawler to warrior in 2 hours is incredibly impressive and should be saluted. And I hate when people write stuff like this. I know it's not impressive. It's like, people can be so negative. I see on forums when people post like, oh, look, I made it to Genbu, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up. You know, that's not a good rank. Come back when you're at Emperor or whatever. And it's like, people just aren't allowed to be happy with any sort of progress unless they win Evo. That's sort of the the idea I get sometimes with the community, but no, it's very impressive. I mean, I have students myself who are, you know, great Mishima players, for example, where we're stuck in green ranks in season 1, and in season 2 they've just made it to warrior, or slightly above, and that's very well done. They're really, really good players. They just have trouble with certain characters and playstyles that you encounter in those ranks that are very highly offensive, you know, aggressive, and flowcharts. How do you play Asuka? I'm looking to play her. Any tips? Just press buttons. Gimmicks will do all the work. It's not really about pressing buttons. It's about she has like some of the best keep out tools in the game. Back 3, sidestep 4, sidestep 2, can. Forward 2 is so incredibly abusable when people don't punish it properly. So you can just get away with so much with Asuka early on. So if I were to play Asuka today, I would just do back 3. No one really punishes it. Even at higher ranks, a lot of people just don't punish it. It's so hard, especially online if there's some delay. So back 3 all day, can if they don't duck it. Down back 3 is really good, forward 3 is really good. Use her throws, she has a pretty good throw game. Yeah. Tenacity has nothing to do with how often you rematch. It actually has to do with your comebacks. Okay. Is he actually going to be in Tekken 8? Oh, links my video. I think Heihachi will be in Tekken 8. I think he will be maybe featured in the story mode as a flashback, just to have him as a playable character. Because even if he's dead, why would they not feature him as a playable character? He's very popular, he has a very unique moveset. It would just be a waste to just leave him out of it. I refuse to fight against Negan. I'm playing Anna and I am Vanquisher. I can't punish him when he's attacking. I am blocking his moves, but he's gaining plus frames and launching his launchers. Blocking his move with plus frames and he's launching with his launchers. Okay, so a character is working at least. His combos are super easy and has high damage. That is correct. They are very easy, very reliable. Even his intros are 5 minutes. Pay to win character from Harala. Not a pay to win character, actually a work in progress, terrible character in season 2. Not terrible, but he was weak, unfinished, and then they fixed him for season 3, and now he is a very strong character, I would say, and especially in tournaments due to his strong mix-up potential and strong punishment. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and in the latest small balance patch, you know, that affected Akuma, his down back 2 went from -15 to -14, and that is huge. It is not launch punishable anymore by, you know, the majority of the cast. So Negan definitely strong and definitely hard to deal with. You're going to see a lot more of Negan now, so I would advise Mengfin to maybe take a look at him in practice mode to see what is launch punishable, etc., and don't let him get away with that. Power crush. What does he say? Oh shit. No. Oh no, God, I forgot. But it's -15, but launching power crush. Let's see. High IQ personnel only. Wall carry versus juggle. What's good, people? I was wondering, what's the difference between wall carry and a juggle? Don't you always want to use wall carry? Isn't a wall carry just a juggle which ends with a wall splat? Why don't you always go for wall carry no matter how far a wall you are? Because sometimes a very experienced player can say that I'm probably not going to reach the wall with this combo, and then you might say I'm gonna go for max damage instead, because max damage might be different from max wall carry. Or you could choose to do a combo that it reduces the damage on wall travel, but ends in a very good Oki situation. So it really depends. But most of the time, stages are kind of small in Tekken 7, and when you look at the wall travel of the characters in Season 3, you know, when I play Dragunov, no matter where I launch you on the stage, you know, I can have my back towards the wall, and I down for 2 you, launch you. I go for wall travel because I can actually quite easily get you to the other side of the stage and wall splat you. But I don't know why they've done that. Why can't certain characters wall travel the entire stage, any stage? It's just, I don't know, is it just me? Is that kind of dull and broken? It can always wall splat you. Let's see. Terrible frame drops with wire. Oh, that's boring. Is Downford 1 better than 1? I don't get this. First, before answering this question, a lot of people have told me that Steam forums are terrible, they're super toxic and horrible, but right now it's like really clean. You know, good questions. Hi, I am still a noob at this game, so watch a lot of YouTube videos. In a lot of those, they say to use Downford 1 to bait out a rage art. According to my character's frame data, Horang Downford 1 comes out in 13 frames and is -1 on block, correct? While 1 comes out in 10 frames and is +1 on block. To me, it seems like 1 is safer than Downford 1, so is there a reason to use Downford 1 more? Thanks. The reason we use Downford 1 a lot is because 1 is a high, and Tekken has a very, very convoluted crushing system. And what this means is that some moves are, for example, high crush, which means that if you do a jab or a high, they will go under you and hit you. And many moves have this property, like many moves, and a lot of strong keep out tools, which are moves that your opponents will use when they're standing far away from you and they're trying to catch it, like Paul's down for 2. That very reliably crushes highs. So you might, when you look at this, you might say, well, the jab is 3 frames faster, it's better on block. Yes, but it is so risky to jab in this game. Like, I can't tell you how many down for 2s, hop kicks and launchers just will go right under your jab. So what looks like a very, very safe move is actually very risky in Tekken. It's very risky to jab, especially in low to intermediate ranks where people like to throw these really, really big crush launchers, you know, all the time, or big sweeps. Downford 1 is your best bet to keep someone in check without getting crushed. So that's why Downford 1s are quite popular. But obviously, those can still be beaten out by sidesteps, although most Downford 1s track really well to one direction. A lot of them also have quite poor range, although some of them have really good range. So yeah, Downford 1 is your safest bet. Although some Downford 1s get crushed by, for example, Claudio's hop kick, Devil Jin's up 4. You know, it's so hard to stay perfectly safe in Tekken. How to backdash but forward. I'm gonna skip that one. It's very technical. Please bring back the old menu music. He's meaning season 1, I think. That one was really good. King or Paul? Paul is dead fun, King is 2. Pick one. Oh, if I had to pick a character, play King or play Paul? They're both fun, but I would go with King because the sky's the limit with the character. Fundamentally strong, strong punishment, really strong counter hit game, really good Okiseme, really good party tools. You know, you can play him like Yoshimitsu, just flowchart stuff. He has crazy moves. He has like 40, out of his enormous move list, you have like 40 unorthodox attacks, you know, tackles or jumps or unblockables that you can do crazy shit with. You've probably seen Lil Majin do that. And then you have, by a mile, the strongest throw game in the game, where you can do anything. So King is a really, really well-made, cool, plentiful character that you can approach in many different ways. And Paul is about the roar, the death fist, the damage. I like that, but he's more straightforward, I would say, than King. King game won't start. Boring. Why are allowed to back out? Okay. You can't back out of character select. I know what he's going to say on offline, but online you can't. Yeah, that sucks. I alt F4'd on Eddy and I don't feel bad about it. Am I going to hell? So I think he's saying he alt F4 during a match, so he plugged. Yeah, don't plug. That's really lame. When a couple of months ago, when I got really fed up with being stream sniped by the same individual over and over, or even when I was at my lowest, when I felt I had a period where I felt quite bad, I actually alt F4'd in the loading screen. I've never alt F4'd in a match. Oh no, wait, I did alt F4 a booster I faced when I was going to get a Tekken God Prime promotion with Noctis, I think. And I was like, I don't want to get this promotion for a booster, and I alt F4'd. But that's the only time I've done it. Yeah, don't alt F4 Eddy. And we'll probably... Wait, am I going to help? No, Eddy players are disabled. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of Eddy shit in the thread. The thing with Eddy is that he's highly annoying when you don't know the matchup. And yeah, by God, it is hard to learn the matchup. I definitely sympathize with people who get very frustrated here. But it's also worth noting and knowing that when you come out on the other end, you know, where you do know the matchup, Eddy is not a very strong character, and Eddy players have to be incredibly strategic and smart to get the offense going, and they take really big risks. So it's one of those where initially, oh, it feels so unfair. You feel like, oh, I have to put in 5 times the work. And it's kind of true, you know, at the start, but once you do know that matchup, Eddy is a difficult character to play. Okay. Oh, we're doing pretty well here. 22 minutes in and I'm taking a lot of questions. Tekken 7. Noob looking for low level. Can't find people with 3 bars above connection. Well, that sucks. Should I skip first season pass? No, that's Geese, right? And Noctis. I wouldn't skip that. I mean, this is super clean. This form is actually nice. What do you consider a good rank? I think from Warrior it's not too bad. I think we're very quickly going to get an elitist here saying that you have to be at least ruler or emperor. Yellow ranks in my eyes start being good. Everything below, including myself, seems trashed here. True, on the other side, an average player isn't even in the green ranks. Average player, that's the average player, green ranks. They have the most amount of players. Hey, Vanguard is not too bad. Also true, I got promoted to first down, just playing a lot of matches. Yeah, online is pretty harsh. Normal people don't even play ranked, in my honest opinion. True Tekken, true God Prime. Rank doesn't really take into account how well you play. Cheaters get choosing in no time, as well as people using ranks and throwing pizzas. Yeah, good rank doesn't really exist unless you put some rules. Okay. Screw rank. It's not the destination that counts, it's the journey. Man, a lot of mature answers. I'm really impressed. Except for true rank, everyone's playing tournaments with good rank. Good rank doesn't mean good player, just like bad rank doesn't mean bad player. Someone could be beginner rank and beat the crap out of you if they're like me and only play quick matches. Oh, so, well, do ranks indicate anything? We love to say that they don't, but obviously they do. If 2 players spend 2 hours per day playing ranked battle for a year, and they live in the same region or whatever, they both spend 2 hours. One of them is Tekken God Prime, and one of them is Brawler. I'm inclined to think that this guy is a better player. I would say the greens are average. There are some greens who just got there by winning with derp style, you know, like spamming, low crush against people who are not that good. But a lot of greens are quite good. Damn, mature answers. When I fight yellow rank, most of them didn't see that different than good greens, but somehow just advanced. Okay. I actually prefer being low rank because I love being underestimated. Nothing like getting bodied by a first down. True, I'm a marauder and I got wrecked. High ranks on. I don't consider any rank to be anything below is bad. It's each player what is good for them. For me, whatever the greens are good ranks, but I don't play much online and I'm fine with my current ranks, highest being mentor on Gigas. Jesus, only thoughtful answers by everyone here. Well, I mean, someone just wrote Tekken on Prime, but I'm impressed. How hard is it getting into the game? This is gonna be the final question. When I was like 7 or 8, I was really into Tekken 5, but I haven't played since. I've played recently a bit of, is that MK10 and MK11, but that's about it for my experience in fighting games. Will I have a hard time getting into Tekken 7, or is it newbie friendly? Also, how different is the combo system from MK and SF? The thing here is that it's as friendly as you want it to be. You can actually go into Tekken, learn a couple of 10-hit combos or, you know, a couple of strings, and you can do quite well. What always sets it all depends on how far you want to go. You know, how hard is it getting into the game? It's not hard getting into Tekken. You know, combos for the most part with a lot of characters are easy. Doing strings is easy. Most people rely on strings at the start, so just getting into it is not hard. Anyone can do it, and that's why it's very popular with casuals. You know, we'll probably see the game as 10-hit combos or doing throws, doing a snake edge, that's a big sweep into combo, and doing, you know, basic staple combos. So it's not hard at all getting into it. But if you ever say to yourself, I want to be good at Tekken and be competitive, then it's just the response you get then is the complete opposite. It's basically like climbing a very, very high mountain where it seems like you're never ever reaching the top, because you're going to need to know have extensive knowledge on 46 characters that all have 100+ moves, that all have different properties. That's a never-ending battle, the knowledge battle in Tekken. And then also, you never stop grinding execution, you know, like movement. Something as trivial as moving backwards in Tekken is notoriously difficult and takes a lot of time. And even when you feel you've mastered it, you will see someone suddenly move faster than you because they're just better at it. So it's just, you can always improve. And it is a very complicated game when you look at it from a competitive perspective, because just the movement aspect, mind games, characters, and how the characters do versus each other. There is it just becomes a lot suddenly. So getting into a game, anyone can do that quickly, but yeah, if you want to master the game and get really good at it, then it's probably one of the most inaccessible games out there, I think. So this was me reading the Steam community forums, and I have to say it was very pleasant, like very thoughtful questions and a lot of good answers by the forum members themselves. So yeah, I thought this was going to be like horrible garbage, but it was very nice. So I hope you all enjoyed these answers, and I'll probably try and do more of these videos. It's kind of fun, to be honest, and there are more forums to explore and more reviews to read. Maybe I should read some mainstream gaming journalists' reviews of Tekken 7 just to hear what the pro reviewers have to say. It could be interesting. Of course, they are casual players, so it's gotta take away a grain of salt everything. But hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a lovely day. Take care.